Good afternoon, I'm Jordan Maples.
And I'm Emma Davies. You're watching Icov.
On today's show, we're focusing on sustainable fashion and knife crime.
But first, here's the news. Brexit dominated the Queen's speech yesterday as she said, "My government's priority has always been to secure the United Kingdom's departure from the European Union on the 31st of October. Prime Minister Boris Johnson looked on as she delivered the politically themed speech. There were also protesters against the decision to leave the EU at the same time. Tory MP Stephen Barclay said that he was certain that a deal would go ahead on the 31st of October.
The talks are ongoing. We need to give them space to proceed, but detailed conversations are underway and a deal is still very possible.
The DUP were in Downing Street last night. Are they on board?
Coventry's first indoor water park, The Wave, is finally opening on the 21st of October. The water park features 6 maximum fun slides, a state-of-the-art gym and a fitness suite. To see what the people of Coventry thought about this, our reporter Joanna went to ask the people about The Wave.
Not very excited, but my grandchildren are very excited.
£14 for going just once? It's too much. It's too much.
I don't think it is a reasonable price. I think it would exclude a lot of poorer families.
A bit expensive, really, considering it was cheaper to use the old one. They could have probably opened it in the summer. It would have been better because obviously people are hot and stuff, but I guess better late than never. Gives people something to do.
Depending on times of the day, prices range from £8 to £14.50 for adults and £5 to £11 for under 12s, with family packages as well. If you want to get yourself down there due to high volumes, it's best to pre-book online.
This month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Breast cancer is a horrific disease that affects 55,000 people a year just in the UK. As support and to raise money to find a cure for breast cancer, we've decided to wear pink across all our channels, and we are discussing this topic.
The increasing amount of knife crime has enveloped our local community in an atmosphere of worry. Earlier this year, 2 teenagers were fatally stabbed in London within an hour of each other, which catalyzed the need for change. In response to this, last Saturday, the Daniel Cannell Association hosted an anti-knife crime rally in Coventry city centre. Daniel Cannell from Coventry was fatally stabbed following a fight in Wykin in July of last year, after which his family set up an association in order to raise awareness and improve safety across knife crime in the UK. The event itself consisted of live music, thought-provoking speeches and a minute's silence for all victims of stabbings. Our reporter Joe Scotting was on the scene.
In the last 5 years, 1,975 people have been treated for knife wounds within the city of Coventry. Today we're in the city centre. Following yesterday's tragic news of 2 people getting stabbed within hours of each other in central London, the Daniel Cannell Foundation are putting on a demonstration to tell people to put down the knife.
Hopefully we can just bring people together and try and change people's mindsets, like that, the ones that would carry a knife, try and change their mindset and show them that they don't have to. Actually, if people walking out of their door feeling afraid, let's change that mindset, then they won't feel the need to carry that knife.
Things got emotional on stage when Daniel's family spoke about their experiences.
What can we say? What are we going to do? Because I know for sure I don't want anyone else to go through what me and my family had to go through. Daniel had so much to give. We as a family have got so much to give, and that's why we're standing here today with the support of these media.
With emotions running high, people are looking for some form of solution.
Anti-bleed kits are being put together by Daniel Baird Foundation. My friend Lynn lost her son, just like Mandy did, to knife crime, but he lost his life 2 years ago. And the anti-bleed kits are about stemming the blood flow in those crucial first minutes, because often when we lose people from knife crime, actually it's because they've bled out so much by the time the paramedics reach them that they're not able to be saved.
Do you think more of these kits would help curb the number of fatalities from knife crime?
Very definitely, it will help save lives. We've already got news that we've got 30 that are going to be coming to Coventry that are being funded for by the Police and Crime Commissioner, David Jameson. But obviously that's not enough in itself, so I'm working with Coventry Bid, Coventry Council and others to make sure that we have anti-bleed kits around the city and certainly around the city centre in the nighttime economy ahead of Christmas.
The event featured many live musical performances, each artist pleading to their placard-wielding listeners to reconsider holding a knife. You can see behind me that knife crime is an issue that resonates with a lot of local residents. But this journalist asks, can anything be done to help stop the sudden rise of knife crime? Joseph Scotting, Icov News.
Now on to Katie with the entertainment news.
In entertainment this week, the psychological thriller movie The Joker has recently hit our big screens. It is based around a failed comedian who later turns into a criminal mastermind on the streets of Gotham. Starring award-winning actor Joaquin Phoenix, critics have mixed opinions on the film. Empire commented saying it was bold, devastating and utterly powerful. However, News 18 have a different view, stating the violence is unsettling and leans dangerously close to being irresponsible. The popular online multiplayer game Fortnite has gone down. When fans entered the game yesterday, a black hole appeared on the screen. There is speculation that this is a publicity stunt in anticipation for the new game. In local entertainment, throughout the month of October, there is a variety of shows on at the Belgrade Theatre, from Horrible Histories, The Gruffalo, to the Legends of Folk and Rock and the Best of Queen. Head to the official Belgrade website for more information. With Halloween just around the corner, there are plenty of things to do around the West Midlands area. Fright nights at the Kenilworth Castle from the 25th to the 31st of October, late night visits to Drayton Manor from the 19th to the 31st, and a Halloween Family Fest on Saturday the 26th from 2 till 5 p.m. at Fargo Village.
Thank you, Katie. H&M have launched a recycling campaign that offers their customers vouchers for returning unwanted goods. The fast fashion company launched the campaign to fight back against environmental damages and establish a sustainable foundation. I went down to talk with the representative of H&M and investigate how they are doing this. In this fast-paced world that we live in this throwaway society, is sustainable fashion important? I asked the manager of H&M about how they're doing their bit to help.
At H&M Group, we've always believed that great design should and can be available to anyone. From the beginning, our role has been to democratise fashion. Today, that means making it sustainable. It's the only way we'll keep marketing great fashion and design available to many people for many years to come.
H&M introduced some lines in the men's, women and children's department that are made from 100% sustainable material. These have the green tickets on them within store. H&M's promise is to reduce the environmental impact to the fashion industry by limiting the amount of waste ending up in landfill. Dr. Mariana from the Fashion Society, Coventry University.
It's a thing that it's going to keep going with us, and that's why nowadays we have vintage clothes in vintage stores, because what was in a few years ago, it's not now, but it may be a few years from now. And the thing is, we have to think that one piece of clothes that we may not like it, someone will, and going to the garbage, it's not going to do anything. It's just going to jeopardize our environment. And the truth is, we're 15 months away for our ecosystem for us not to be able to recover it. So it's really important that we think about every impact of our actions, and fashion, it's one of those things that everyone uses, even though if you don't have a fashion sense. You're always using clothes, you're gonna buy it and you're gonna throw them away because you're not gonna like them or it's not gonna fit you anymore. So maybe think about the impact that those things are gonna have, and think about recycling your clothes, or maybe change them yourself, or there's glue for clothes where you can change your own clothes and be your own designer, and that's going to be helpful for the environment as well and for your future generations. Like H&M, it's a well-known brand worldwide, and because of that, I think that if big, not people, but big things or companies start thinking about the environment and having environmental clauses about their business, their clients like me or maybe you will be more aware about the issue, and I think it's really nice that people are able to give their clothes back, because maybe some people want to help but they never know how. So it's really nice that companies like H&M or maybe one day Zara or who knows Primark will do the same. And then it's not only about giving back, they'll give you a voucher back, which is really nice. They wouldn't have to, but it's a way so they can pull their clients to help the environment. And yeah, I think it's really nice if people start doing it and help the environment, because it's a really important thing.
Davies, passionate about sustainable fashion, reporting from Chesterfield and Coventry for Icov News.
I want to Joe with sports.
Thank you very much, Jordan. It was a very big night in football, so let's get right to it. Despite achieving a 6-0 victory away against Bulgaria last night in Sofia to qualify for next European Championships, the England team's efforts were overshadowed with controversy, as many of the players were subjects of racist attacks and chants from a group of Bulgarian supporters in the crowd. Former England captain Jordan Henderson felt angry regarding the abuse his teammates received. Bulgaria's head of football has since been sacked, but many believe further action will need to take place as this story develops. Truly a night that will live in infamy for the sport. Also in the news, Derby County footballers Tom Lawrence and Mason Bennett have avoided jail after pleading guilty to drink driving. The pair were over the limit when their cars crashed on the A6 near Aylesbury in Derby after a team-building dinner. Lawrence and Bennett were ordered to carry out 180 hours of unpaid work, given a 12-month community order, and banned from driving for 2 years. And in more local news, with the international break coming to an end, Coventry Football Club will return to action this weekend, with the Sky Blues daring to venture south to face MK Dons. Coventry City fans have topped the 5,000 mark in ticket sales ahead of Saturday's much-anticipated trip to MK Dons. The Sky Blues have received a full allocation of 7,000 tickets for the League One match at the Stadium MK, and so far a whopping 5,350 people have snapped up the tickets. And in other news, in rugby, the new season of the Premiership begins this Sunday as the Wasps face the mighty London Irish at the Ricoh Arena. And lastly, all eyes turn to this Saturday as England faces Australia in the quarter-final of the Rugby World Cup. Be sure to set your alarms though, as kick-off is at a spry early 8:15 in the morning. Whoa, nasty. Back to you in the studio.
City Council has been allocated additional funds for their Coventry City of 2021 campaign, but it's still up in the air about where these funds will be implemented. Reporter Jamie Garwood spoke to Ed Ruane, a Labour parliamentary candidate, for his insight into as to where the money will go.
Coventry City of Culture 2021, an initiative that has everyone talking. It's recently been revealed that the government has agreed a £7 million additional payout to go towards the scheme. I spoke to Labour councillor Ed Ruane on the proposed plans.
So first of all, I'm chuffed, absolutely delighted that we're managing, because we won the City of Culture. So I was proud to come up with the idea and put forward the proposals from the council. This was going back now about 4 or 5 years ago to actually bid for the City of Culture. Thankfully we were successful in that bid, and what it will do is attract millions of public investment into Coventry, and on the back of it will also help bring in private investment. So it's just a win-win really for the city in terms of the amount of money, which you've also only heard today. I think we're getting now £7 million from the Department of Culture, and that really was the whole purpose and premise as to why we submitted a bid. We want to regenerate the city, but the only way that we can do that is through receiving huge levels of funding from central government, and this was just a ways and a means of doing that. So it's a combination in terms of you're getting it from several government organisations, so the Arts Council, for example. You're also getting national lottery funding, so it comes from different sections, and it's how you then put that bid together. So for me, the reason that we won it was to actually support our young people. We won it on the basis of the level of our youth population and the level of diversity in Coventry. So that's really what we've got to focus on. Why? Because this is an opportunity to regenerate the city. This is one thing that has come back to us as a council frequently, that we all know that the retail offer here in the city centre isn't great. We know that we don't have a lot of events, or we don't certainly have the same opportunities as other cities, and I just think this is a way of changing the public perception of Coventry. I think Coventry for a long time has had a bit of a national reputation, the whole saying of Centre Coventry, and I think this actually just gives us an opportunity to turn that around, and this is one way of doing it through the City of Culture. I mean, I'm not going to say here it's going to be a complete and utter game changer, but I don't think any city at the moment will turn down the level of funding that we're now getting on the back of the City of Culture, and that's what we want to do. We want people to be proud of their city, so it's not just about attracting millions of pounds, but it's also to help build up a level of civic pride. I say this as a Brummie, but when I moved to Coventry over 15 years ago, I was always surprised by how much people would run down their own city. Now, I don't know whether that's a Midlands thing, because we're all quite sort of self-deprecating, but I just think it will help energise the city. Even if it's just for that year. I've spoke to people in Hull, where the last City of Culture was, and they said the buzz factor to the city was fantastic. So, I'm not going to criticise it. In fact, I think we should welcome it. So I'll be the one banging the drum for it, because I just think it's a great thing for the city.
Now on to UK with the weather.
Good afternoon. It's certainly drier out than it has been for the last few days. And after a cloudy morning, it's set to brighten up. There may be some sunny spells, so you can enjoy a late autumn afternoon. Going into the evening, it is expected to be mainly dry with some clear spells, but it may need to be cool when Wednesday morning and the chance of rain, so make sure to wrap yourself warm. And now back to the studio.
Now it's a very special day for someone in the studio. Come on out, Anna Pam. Happy 27th birthday.
Woo!
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Anna Pam. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you for watching. Hope you have a lovely evening.
See you next week.